I, like my brother, have a bunch of questions, and I also just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for representing this very niche group of us who represent both Black and Hawaii identities, and doing it on the biggest stage in such a meaningful, impactful way. I do obviously have some Chief Award questions. I'm sure you get a fair amount of that. But what struck me, at least with the first half, was this was my first question that I had, knowing that we'd be having this conversation, is you mentioned your core value being creativity. What's your belief system on the creator?
On the creator?
Your name, Moses, as well, kind of cued me into that. So I'm like, and you're the fourth in this lineage. So what is your belief system? What role does religion play in your life? Kind of give me the idea from a creator about the creator, if you will.
Grew up, like most people in Hawaii, Christian. It's something that, it's a religion that is very prevalent in Hawaii. And that was my upbringing. And then as I got to be an adult, you start to think about different worldviews, different belief systems, especially when I came into my exploring my Hawaiian identity and the different akua that exists. And for me, I will still, I guess, call myself a Christian, although I may not be an acting, church-going Christian. It is still a part of who I am. However, I make space for other beliefs, other akua that have shaped the people that I'm of. So I like to think about when Christianity was brought to Hawaii. Hawaiians were like, oh, another akua. We're going to add this amazing Christian God to our amazing gods that we have. And that kind of is how I see things. I don't, our akua are very real. The Christian God is very real. I'm not going to say that those things will cancel each other out, because in my brain they don't. So I leave space for all of that, if that answers your question.
Yeah, for me as a person of this land, I see the dual, and especially with everything going on with Kamehameha schools right now. I've had a lot of conversations about this. Wild. Are you connected to Kamehameha schools?
Two of my sisters went.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't get in, but I still feel like I'm a part of the family.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And so is it a Christian school? Is it not? Is it Hawaiian? Is it not? Like all these questions. And one question I constantly have is what you just addressed about a native culture having their own belief system with multiple gods. And then the introduction of, let's say, a singular monotheistic culture, and that meeting. And now to this day, I have a lot of friends who identify as both Hawaiian, a lot of them KS grads, who like you, have space for both. And I think it's a beautiful thing, because our Black side is a little bit more Baptist, Southern Baptist. And so it's pretty straightforward as it's written.
Yeah.
And so there's less flexibility in that belief system than the one I find here. So thank you for adding that clarification from your point of view. And then the name Moses.
Yeah.
That's a powerful name.
Yeah.
So, there's some kuleana there, right?
Yeah, I had to grow into this name. Imagine being a little boy with a name like Moses.
That's what I'm saying. Like, right? When you go to recess, everyone just you know what I'm saying? That's a powerful name.
Yeah. The worst was what was it? Hey Moses, how's your ark? I'm like, if you're gonna try to read me, at least know your Bible. That's the wrong guy.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably educated people along your whole childhood. No, man, I love the name Moses Goods, and I love hearing about the history. The other thing I wanted to get into was actually what I noticed watching you on screen. I know you have a huge theatrical background, but as far as it goes, acting on screen, What do you think is what's left on the table? As in, you know, one series, or let's say one series was 8 episodes. Each episode is around 50 minutes. But I'm sure there's a lot that's left on the cutting room floor.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot that doesn't make it. There's a lot that you pour into a scene that might never be seen. What's left on the table as an actor, and how do you deal with that? Like,
you're asking like what, like the final product, and not
right.
including all the work that.
What do we not see?
Yeah,
that
at times it can be really. It's sometimes it's tough to swallow because you know how a scene went. And in the end, they have to edit. They have to, trim it down. They have to make sure everything fits and makes sense in terms of the storyline. But I can think of one scene in particular where myself and the other actor, we poured everything into that scene. And to us, it was like, it was as close to perfection as the two of us could get, that the way the scene was. And they edited it. And it's like, and I get it. They got to, the story has to go a certain way. But all that work that that we spent, pouring into the script, talking about the characters, shedding tears over the story that's being told, and in the end, you're at the mercy of the editor and the director, right? So it can be challenging as as an actor, right? Because you really want to get your best work out there, and I think our work was still good. But we know what it could have been, and the world will never know because
What's the deal with, as far as maybe it's the rights or licensing, but like, can you still say, hey, let me get that clip for me, for my personal portfolio? It's there, right? It's on someone's hard drive. It exists, but I don't know, is Apple TV like, no, that's ours. You can't use it.
Good question. I never asked, but I'm sure I could get that footage if I wanted to.
I mean, if you poured yourself, like you and another actor, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you kind of want that.
There's also the one more thing about that is that I do both theater and film. For me, even though the world doesn't get to see that the work that we put in, half of it is doing the work itself. Especially as a theater person, I'm out there, I perform. And theater is not meant to be recorded, right? It's meant to be in that moment, and that happens in that moment, and it's beautiful. So if I never see it again, I'm okay with that because I know that that moment into the two of us, that's the treasure that we have, that we keep, right? So that's kind of how I look at it.
And the audience as well, right? They have that moment, that performance at that time. It's not like my only theater experience is here, the one by KCC. I went to a few shows there, and actually the one time I went to New York, I went to Broadway, and I was like, I guess I got to see a play. So I saw Rent. I think that's what, off Broadway. Yeah. And then the one on Broadway at that time was Nutcracker.
Oh, okay.
I think that's just when Book of Mormon came out.
Oh, okay.
So that was like what everyone was seeing. Everything was sold out. The one I got to see was, at least on Broadway, was Nutcracker. And as a movie fan, I became instantly a fan of theater because I love there's a word for it, I can't think of it, but the impertinence, I think is a word, impertinence. It's not there forever. It's not recorded.
Ephemeral. Yeah.
It's there, and whoever's there experiences it, and it's that moment.
Yeah.
That voice crack, that step in the wrong direction, whatever it is, the imperfections, everything.
And it's never going to be the same.
Yeah.
And in that moment, what people don't realize is if you have a good cast on stage, it's not just the cast doing the work. To me, the energy from the audience completes the whole experience. So we're creating a moment together.